Welcome to the Back Nine Six Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode, is this 119?
Yeah.
Of the Back Nine Six Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin. We're sitting across from each other. Always makes for a better show.
I think it does too.
Energy is always better. But I got to say right off the bat, we are so bad. I thought we were back last week. That we are officially back.
Yes, we are.
Week.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Having all day of football, the draft today, NFL kicks off Thursday. Like this is peak of the night.
Yesterday was a good day.
Yeah, yesterday was a great day. Beautiful weather too. Like got the patio set up. The
Yeah.
TV's hung. I'm so excited.
I watched the Texas Ohio State game outside yesterday. It was 100% worth it.
So good.
Yeah.
America's fueled by Dunkin'. Mitch is also fueled by Dunkin' today. I rolled up to your house. So for the viewers, listeners, whatever, this is a sober month for me. This is my third, one of my few goals I'm going to hit this year. 3 sober months. I'm officially doing it today. Tough day to have to do it on.
I'm drinking for 2, I guess.
Yeah. So I rolled up to your house with not 1, not 2, but 3 liquid deaths.
Oh my gosh.
And a coffee.
Not going to make you feel any better.
Probably not. No. But you know, it's a good substitute for me. At least get a little carbonation in my life. You know.
I don't want the carbonation. These tea drinks have ruined my life.
Yeah, you're in on the lemonade.
The carbonate, you wake up feeling better if you don't have carbonation. You do. You truly do.
I'm sure there is something to that.
Yes. Oh, there's 100% to it.
But on a day like today, I'm just staring at that can.
Yeah, it's look at that beautiful. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh,
shout out to Miller Lite. All right. Well, thank you if you're here for watching, listening. Subscribe, rate, and review the show as always. Subscribe to us on social media at Back96Back. You can see behind us here our lovely Browns Tim Couch jersey. This is our fantasy punishment. Today's fantasy draft day, as we mentioned off the top. Your name is on here, right? Yeah. Number 2 right there.
Yep. Actually, I'm on there twice.
On there twice.
Yeah.
2-timer. So I've never been on this jersey, but I've also never won the league.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm on here twice, but I have won. Yeah. So
I'm not sure what that makes me, but
here's my thing. I'd rather be on there 5 times if it meant I won a couple times.
100%. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'll take it. So Mark at the bottom, worst to first.
Yes. Well, yeah. Last
2
year
wins last year and went to first place the following season. So maybe that's what you got to do. You got to bottom out to find the top.
Yeah, you got to tank for the first pick.
Yeah. So yeah, we've being Cincinnatians, we've replicated the Browns jersey as the punishment. The loser has to wear that. They get their name added to the back. It's like the quarterbacks list for those who don't know.
Yeah. I tell people about that every time, and they're like, "That's such a good trophy for last place."
Yeah, we're not going to do the Waffle House 24 hours or any of that kind of fun stuff.
I'll tell you though, we should make somebody like whoever comes in last. They got to wear this to a sporting event.
Yeah, it should be something like that. We need to take it. We make them wear it at the draft, but sometimes people don't make it to the draft. So
we've got to make them wear it to a sporting event. I feel like that's or just some kind of even a concert or something.
Yeah, it's got to make it a public appearance.
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, shout out to our buddy Michael. He'll have his name added that today. He'll be the honorary.
We're starting to run out of room here.
Well, dude, that's why we're just going to fill it anywhere we can. Hanging off the sleeves, whatever we're going to do. But today we are going to talk strictly football.
Golf's on a hiatus.
Golf's
on
a brief hiatus. We have too much football energy in our lives.
Even though I've played more golf in the last week than I probably did the previous month.
Good for you. I mean, the weather's been awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. But first things first, shout out to us. I feel like it's only one game, but we came on last week and we were hot against Texas.
Yes.
And your Buckeyes got it done.
Yep.
Feels like we saw what we thought we might have seen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Granted, Ohio State's probably one of the best teams in the country, but
those teams had the 2 best defenses. I think if you ask anybody, if you'd rank the 5 defenses in the country, they would have put those 2 would have been in top 5 for sure. So you had new quarterbacks going against some of the best defenses in the country. Kind of figured it was going to be low scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost the 46.5 was when I saw that number, I'm like, that doesn't even seem real. I thought it was going to be closer to 40, maybe somewhere in the 30s, but yeah, 46.5. So we hit the under, but Ohio State got the win too, which helps. It was a little nerve wracking down the stretch there.
Yeah, I just feel like, in college especially, when somebody's telling you there's just this surefire thing, I'm almost always going to fade that.
Oh, 100%.
Especially I'm sure Arch is going to be good.
Yeah. He's going to be good.
I'm not here for the people that are dumping all over him.
I am here for the jokes and the memes though, because they're all pretty hilarious.
Yeah, all that's good. But I mean, I just think that it's too hard, especially at this level of college football, when you have teams like that to just come out and like dominate.
And you're like truly. So he had never completed a pass on the road.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so all of his completions last year were at home. Mm-hmm. So it was his first road game against what I think will probably turn out playing in the Big Ten, probably the number one defense in the country, if not 2 or 3, because the teams are going to play in the Big Ten. They're going to kind of feast and probably have some 7-point, they're only going to give up 7 points here, 10 points there. So to have that, I mean, that's a tough situation to come into. He's going to be good, but I just felt like everybody thought he was going to come in and have like 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. And I'm like, this is not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it last night too. Like Cade Klubnik was like favorite for the Heisman, basically.
Yeah,
them and did not look that awesome either. And he's an established quarterback playing at home. So.
Yeah, and what's crazy is they said this yesterday. So there's only been one favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. So like the preseason favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Do you know who it is?
How far back does it go?
Not that far. Probably like in our college football watching, like very like the start of like where we were probably really watching it.
Okay.
High school, like when we were in high school.
Tebow?
Close. You're about 4 years off. Matt Leinart.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he was favored in 2004, and he won the Heisman Trophy in 2004.
Speaking of Matt Leinart, did you see the video?
That's so good.
So if you haven't seen this, people go look this up. It's like his kid asking Alexa or whatever about
like who his dad was.
Who his dad was. Her dad. I forget if it was a daughter or son. And Alexa just roasts him.
Yeah. What did it say? It was like, Matt Leinart was a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for USC, University of Southern California, but he didn't have that good of a professional career.
Yeah, it's not like something on the lines of like being a top 10 pick, but his career fizzled out. It like came in very positively and then just like roasted him. It was very good.
But he was. It's hard to come in as a favorite.
Yeah,
and it's not saying they're out of it. One game's definitely not going to put you out of it, but. When there's like a tiebreaker for that Heisman, right? When someone's like, say he's going up against like someone that had a really good game against a top 5 team, that might be the tiebreaker, right?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And then obviously Texas not done, especially in the CFP expansion era here. Like you'll probably hear from Texas still this season.
Oh yeah. And really, you look at the ACC after this game, Clemson's schedule, you're looking at it like they might not lose another game. Right. Truly. Unless they drop one that they shouldn't, they're probably not going to lose another game.
100%. Anything else on college football first weekend?
No, excited. We got a good game tonight. Got the Catholics versus the Convicts.
I need the Catholics bigly.
Yes, you do. I think I'm going to ride Notre Dame. I feel like it's a different Notre Dame team. It's got a different feel to it. Like what I mean by that is like the old Notre Dame teams, like the Brian Kellys and back further than that.
A lot of hype with nothing behind it.
With nothing behind it, but they brought a lot of guys back. They recruit well, right? So it's kind of that situation with Texas and Ohio State yesterday. You're like, God, these guys lost a lot of people from that game last year. You really like, but they also have like 5-stars sitting on the bench, and that's the same way with Notre Dame. So I think this is a different feel Notre Dame team. So I like that. And then we've got Bill Belichick debuts on Monday.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
That should be at least interesting for sure.
There's a lot of hype around that team right now.
Really, I haven't heard much.
Just from the standpoint of like, so they brought in the most transfers, right? And like kind of trying to do the Indiana route where it's like, hey, we're going to first year, we're bringing in a ton of guys. We're no one that's been here before, try to change the culture. They've got a GM. They're one of the schools that has like a true GM. But they've been doing kind of a media blitz. Like their GM was on Pat McAfee's show, so it's going to be curious to see. And they've got a tough game. They play West Virginia, I think.
Virginia Tech.
Or Virginia Tech. There it is. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So it's not going to be a cakewalk. So I'm curious to see how that goes, given that he's probably Bill Belichick is a hostage of some sort to his girlfriend.
Yeah, 100%. Is he doing this for a paycheck, or is he actually locked in kind of thing? He might just be
yeah.
We'll see on that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste too much more time. We got the draft coming. People will be here in less than an hour or so,
yeah,
we'll get it moving. I've devised a season-long NFL game for us. Last year, we took 6 teams each, but it was just total wins.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any, it was regular season only, so kind of like lost a little steam once, some of our teams had some bottoms fall out, especially on your side.
Yeah, Jacksonville just completely
San Francisco got you because with the injuries, all that kind of stuff. So this year, I have put in sort of a scoring system, right? And we're going to take 8 teams. That's half the league, 16 teams total.
Yep.
So let me run down the scoring system. It's going to sound crazy, but I think it'll keep us in it for the length of the season at least. It's going to be points-based, right? So you want teams that are winning, they're winning their division, making the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. All that's going to help you. But we also have some posts like regular season awards type stuff that you can get some bonus points.
Okay, I don't hate that
as well. So here we go. I'm going to run this down. Regular season wins are worth 2 points each. If your team hits the over on their win total, which I've got pulled up here, you get 5 bonus points.
Okay.
Your division winner, it's 5 points. A wild card berth is 3. Bonus point here, if you have the number 1 seed in the conference, you're going to get 3 points for that. Then we get into the playoffs. Each round you progress, you get more points, obviously. So wild card win is worth 4. A divisional round win is worth 6.
So it's not dead at the end of the season.
No, we're going all the way through, baby. Conference championship win is 8. Super Bowl win this was the big differentiator. If we're heads up in the Super Bowl, this could be a big decider. 12 points for the win. You get 5 points for a loss, though. A little consolation.
Okay.
There.
Yep.
Then postseason award stuff. If you have the MVP, you get 5 bonus points. You have the coach of the year, you get 3. If you have the best regular season record, you also get 3 points. But if you happen to draft the team with the worst regular season record, you're going to lose 3 points.
Yeah, you deserve that.
So there's one downside.
And that would have happened to me last year with Jacksonville.
Exactly.
And it's funny how like that, and I like this point system because it is funny how, you could have a team like Jacksonville who I don't think was a talent issue, right? They just like injuries and it just crumbled apart.
The
right?
coach got fired at the end of the year. It was just a bad system.
It just crumbled apart. So it's funny how quickly it can happen in the NFL.
Oh, 100%. Last year, just to recap, do you remember what our biggest miss was?
Buffalo.
Neither of us drafted Buffalo.
what a terrible thing.
We were trying to predict Buffalo's demise, and we were wrong.
I think we underestimated just how good Josh Allen is.
Yeah,
because when you have a quarterback back like him, that fills a lot of holes.
100%.
Not saying that they had a ton of holes last year. I think they actually ended up having guys that filled those what we thought were going to be weaknesses pretty good. But a good quarterback fills a lot of voids.
Yeah, especially when he goes to win the MVP, right?
Yes.
So, that was a huge whiff on our part. You took the Dolphins and Jags ahead of them. I took the Cowboys ahead of them.
Oof.
Just a bad look to not take the Bills. So I think that'll be a big difference from this year. Another team I don't think either of us drafted was Washington. Obviously made it to the championship.
Yeah, that would have been tough, right? That would have been.
So that's going to be interesting to see. Is like, can one of us hit on one of those, like who's taking the next step, or are we going to get got by like drafting sort of chalk and then the bottom falls out, right?
Well, and I think Washington could be one of those teams where it's like, all right, I'm going to take a chance on them this year, and it's just not as good as last year, right?
Yeah, a lot of people predicting them to have sort of a sophomore slump kind of thing.
Well, because you get tape on people.
Sure.
And you have 6-7 months to study that tape, right? It's not like, we got to get ready for a game in a week.
Yeah.
Or even 2 weeks. It's like you had all summer to figure out how you're going to contain this guy.
Right.
And there's enough smart guys in the NFL and there's enough really good athletes. People are going to figure it out a little bit. They're not going to have that run that they had last year, I don't think.
Yeah, plus the division being a lot, in theory, stronger. The Giants were one of the worst teams in the league last year. They definitely should be better. And the Cowboys, if Dak's healthy, they wouldn't have been, as bad. You would assume.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that in play too.
Yeah.
So that's the scoring system. I think we can just get into this draft.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I won last year. You know what I was trying to do? So we had that caddy punishment thing. I don't know that that's really feasible, to be honest. That's pretty tough to get out there.
No.
I was trying to get you a Lions Dan Campbell jersey to wear on this show. But it turns out those are very popular now.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I'm sure.
in the team shop. So that didn't come through. But like I'll have to find a way to.
Yeah, I got to pay this bet off. I don't like not paying my bets.
Yeah, which I don't think is your fault. I think we just picked a flawed, a flawed punishment.
Yep.
But since I won, I'm gonna let myself pick. Are we gonna snake or are we gonna go back and forth? We snaked last year.
I say we go back and forth.
Just take turns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's easier too. That kind of prevents the double up on either side.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the first pick then.
Yeah. Well, you won, so you get the first pick.
Yeah. From not pick to first pick, give me the Buffalo Bills. For me, it's just the division. Like a lot of people are trying to say the Patriots are coming. I get it; they should be a little better, but the Dolphins seem like they're just down bad. The Jets are the Jets.
That division is terrible.
Until it's like the Patriots of old, right? Like that division was so bad for all those Patriots years. Like I think it's now the Bills just have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's weird how like none of those teams can be good at the same time.
No, I know.
It's like if they have a good team in the division, when it was the Patriots, everybody else sucked. Now the Bills are good and everybody else sucks. So
yeah, I'm going to take the Bills. So just for the reference here, their over-under is 11.5. It's pretty steep, but within that division, I think they can get there. Possible overall 1 seed this year.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I think this is you have to do it. I hate them, and I'm going to take the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, you look at that division outside of Washington, you're like, I like 4 wins right there, right? Just with 2 of the teams in the division. Yeah. So Washington's a little different story, but the Eagles seem like a juggernaut.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they were another team that they were like, well, they lost some people last year. They did get Saquon. It's like, how is that going to be? Whatever. And they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So
yeah, just to go back to the division conversation here too. The Bills are minus 260 to win their division. The Patriots are next at plus 550. For you and the Eagles, minus 145.
Yep.
Next closest is plus 220 with the Commanders. So two of the few teams that are like actually you're laying juice to bet them to win the division. Yeah. So that's I think the right 2 first picks. Also, shout out FanDuel Sportsbook. Odds are courtesy of them. Lines are subject to change, so don't hold us to any of these. The Eagles, I have an 11.5 total as well. Just for
okay, yeah, that's what I knew. It was like I thought it was 11.5 or 10.5 somewhere in there.
Yep. All right, I'm kind of scanning the board here. This is where I think after those 2 picks, this is where it's kind of pick your poison here. We're going back and forth, not snaking, so that makes things a little easier, I think.
Yes.
I don't want to take that team. I think this is just until they don't do it, take them pick. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Only because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's like until they have a 7-11 or 7-10 season, mm-hmm. You kind of just have to keep taking them.
And it feels like, for them last year, they won all those 1-score games. They didn't look that impressive. But it feels like they should be better this year, like roster wise.
They should be.
I know Rice has a suspension, but like Xavier Worthy turned it on late in the season. Yeah. If Marquise Brown stays healthy, he seems like a usable player. Who knows what Kelsey is going to be this stage of his career, but
although I saw a video last night, Xavier Worthy, he spent like $1 million on a custom garage for his car collection. He's still on his rookie contract. It was a tough scene.
You better bank.
I'm not a financial advisor, but it seemed like the math was not mathing there.
Yeah,
so.
That seems tough. The Chiefs are minus 105, so not super strongly favored.
No, because I think it's because the Broncos have gotten a little better.
Broncos and Chargers, plus 300 and plus 320. I think that division. And with the Raiders hiring Pete Carroll, Tom Brady's in the building. Should be like a legitimate franchise again.
Yeah, a decently run franchise.
Yeah, they've got real adults in the
room. Yeah, exactly.
Now. So I think that division, that's the only thing that scares me about the Chiefs because their over-under is 11.5.
Yep.
They might be right around that just based on the division being a little better. All right, you're up.
All right. Bengals fans are going to hate this, but I got to take Baltimore. They're another team that's like, until they don't, you kind of just got to keep taking them.
Yeah, that's who I was staring at between the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think my fandom probably influencing me there. I hate both of those teams.
I do too. I really don't like either of them either.
No, but I think.
But if I had to pick a hardball brother, I like John better than Jim. So
that's a good conversation. Which hardball do you like better? Like, do you just like him personality wise or coaching wise?
Just both. Jim's just so over the top.
Your hardball.
Yeah.
I like Jim better.
Fun fact, yesterday, so Julian saying he was the first quarterback since Jim Harbaugh to win his first game against a top 5 team.
Damn.
1990 or 1988.
Jeez.
So, little Harbaugh
wild.
fact there.
That's wild. Yeah, Ravens, I think another 11.5 win total here.
Yeah.
And they're favored to win the North. They are minus 155. Bengals up second, plus 240.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's, again, one of the teams that is a pretty decent favorite to win the division based on Vegas odds, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is where it starts getting a little tricky.
Yeah,
I think we got the 4 favorites out. Really, the 4 that are going to be somewhere near the top of the win totals.
Yeah, and that's 3 AFC teams to 1 NFC team. With the point system in place, you kind of want to, you want to dabble in all divisions if you can, different conferences. I think.
Do. The thing is like the NFC, and the reason why I think that is, right? I think obviously those 3 of those teams are some of the best in the NFL.
Yeah.
But the AFC is so bottom heavy. It's like there's some really bad teams.
Yeah.
I don't think you quite have like the handful of really bad teams in the NFC. Like when you specifically talk about like the Vikings last year went, everybody's predicting them to be, probably 7 wins, 6 wins, and they end up making the playoffs and stuff. But like, there's just not like outside of the Giants and maybe like the Panthers and the Saints, everybody's like halfway decent. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I don't know. I guess but like in the AFC, it's like you have the Jets, you have the Browns, like
the entire AFC South.
You have the entire AFC South. You have literally 3 teams in the AFC East that are terrible. Like they're going to be legitimately terrible.
Yeah, I'd say definitely top heavy in the AFC for sure.
Yep. So I think when you're talking win totals and things like that, that's why they're like. I'm not surprised it goes 3-1 at this point.
Yeah, let me take a quick look at this. Some of these lines here.
If you're talking like guaranteed wins, right? Like if you're looking at it and going, okay, they've got 6 wins in their division at a minimum.
Yep. Man. There's 2 teams I want, and I'm afraid I'm not going to get one of them. Just based on us going back and forth here. I'm gonna do it to you. I was high on them before the trade.
You're going to take the Packers? You bastard.
I want the Green Bay Packers. They have now flipped ahead of the Lions in the division favorite.
Yep.
Very tight race, plus 170 to plus 185 for the Lions. I had already bet on them to win the division when it was in the plus like 250 range before that trade. I think this division's due from a little regression from the Lions and Vikings. The Lions lost both coordinators. I think that matters more than people assume.
It does. Oh, like Dan Campbell's a good coach, but like coordinators are coordinator. Like they're the ones calling the plays.
Yeah,
like,
and not just lost 2 coordinators; they're both head coaches in the league, right? Like, so these are 2.
It's not like they fired one guy because he wasn't, doing well. So.
Yeah. And then the Vikings, like I want to believe, but
there's just no way.
There's no way you can hit that ceiling. I don't think again.
And I think JJ McCarthy's gonna be the starting quarterback. Correct? Is that my understanding?
I think he'll be good. I think Kevin O'Connell is that good as a coach that it's going to be fine.
He schemes things up. Yeah.
But they had Addison's out for a few games of suspension. Jefferson had a hammy early in the preseason.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Well, and they just had so much stuff go right last year
with Sam Darnold too. That's crazy.
Like, they won a lot of close games. And when you start looking at the law of averages, you're going to be like, you'd almost have to think 2 or 3 of those wins are not going to happen this year, right? Yeah. Just because they had some stupid, weird wins where it's like comeback win. Like that stuff happened. Like everything went right last year. So you got to think at least they're going to shed probably 2 or 3 wins this year.
That's my thought.
Which they're still a pretty good team if that happens. It's just they're not going to be what they were, right? I think they won 12 last year, if I'm not mistaken.
The Vikings won 14 games.
14, that's right. Okay, that's right.
Week 18 against the Lions.
That's right. Yeah.
I just think the Packers, I think Jordan Love had that heater in 2023. Last year comes out, gets hurt in Brazil.
That killed him.
And I think that just set him off back or put him back from the
Because
start.
if you notice at the end of the year, he started playing better when his knee started healing a little bit. But you could just tell he was straight, throwing off his back foot. It just was not good. Like that first, the Brazil game pissed me off. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I've forgotten about it already. Until you just mentioned it.
Sorry.
But that field was trash. And it probably cost him at least 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah. I mean,
with him being injured.
With Malik Willis playing, shout out to Matt LaFleur for getting winning games with that.
I mean, that's another, I do feel a little more comfortable about the injury situation if Jordan Love does get hurt again. Malik Willis he's not as bad as he was for the Titans.
No, in this defense, you throw in Micah Parsons now, it was already a good defense.
That defensive line is going to be, if not the best, one of the best defensive lines in the NFL.
Yeah, and you look at the quarterbacks in their division. Goff, an untested second-year player in McCarthy, and Caleb Williams. They get after the passer. Those are guys that I don't know about McCarthy, but Caleb Williams and Goff were not good under pressure.
No.
And so I think if they can get after the passers in their division,
well, and then you look at from a standpoint of their secondary, if there is a weakness, maybe some defensive backs. But here's the thing: if you're getting pressure with your front four, your defensive backs can be iffy, right?
100%.
So because you're not having the blitz guys, you're not, you leave guys on islands and they're not that good, or they're average defensive backs. That's when you get in trouble. But they're not going to have to blitz. I mean, they've got Rashawn Gary, Edgerrin Cooper, and now Micah Parsons. That defensive line is going to be it's going to be something to watch.
Yeah, they feel like the most stable year-to-year team in the division for me, and that's why I want to bet on them.
You almost just assume even in a down year they're going to get 10 wins. Right.
Yeah, and their total over/under is still 9.5. Last I checked.
Yep.
Might bump to 10.5, but yeah, I'm going to take them to get over that 9.5 for sure.
Yeah, they've not had many years where it's just been all right, 6 wins, 5 wins. Yeah. So, all right, you took the Packers. I think I'm going to take. Give me the Houston Texans.
I like it.
And only because, again, that division's so bad.
Yep.
It's so bad. And honestly, I thought that's who you were going to take.
I debated
I really did.
I debated it because they seem like a floor team. I don't love them. They feel kind of like...
Their ceiling doesn't feel very high.
The vibes don't feel good still, but they should roll in that division. If they don't, either a team has really come a long way or something went wrong.
Yes.
Is how it feels.
But, when you're talking a Jacksonville team is the next in the odds in that division, who literally, they win 4 games last year, 5 games. I like my chances of them at least stealing 6 wins in that division. They might lose one to maybe the Colts because the Colts always seem to pull off some kind of upset at home at some point. But yeah, that division's so bad. I like my chances with Houston.
There's a lot of bad teams in the league, right? The Saints are probably the worst and the favored to be the number 1 pick. I feel like the Colts might bottom out, dude.
It's not good.
The Anthony Richardson stuff, they're playing Daniel Jones.
It's
got cups in it.
I'm frankly surprised that the Colts they're not the worst odds in that division.
I wish I could do a heads up Titans versus Colts. I would take the Titans over them.
I think 100%. Yeah, I think so too.
So
I honestly think they have a better coach too. I think the Titans have a better coach.
It's quite possible. I mean, Steichen hasn't really proven much in Indy, so
nope.
But yeah, I like that pick just from should be a safe floor team. I think they're 9.5 win total. Let me check. Yes, 9.5. So yeah, feels pretty good. Another 9.5 team, and this is where I did get the 2 teams I wanted. Thank you for letting me have them. I got to take my Cincinnati Bengals. I'm worried about the defense still. All the talk has been the defense is fine from the coaches. They look decidedly not fine in the preseason.
Yeah.
That worries me. But this is legitimately the first healthy offseason. No contract disputes outside of the Trey thing, but none from the core of the offense.
Yep.
They played in the preseason. There should not be any excuses
for a slow start. Other than just you're not a good team. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. If you lose some early games.
the division always gives me pause. It's same as the NFC North, right?
And they got a tough schedule this year.
Yeah, because the crossovers with the NFC North.
Yes, so, and you're going to Green Bay. I think they're going to the Chicago, correct?
I think Chicago. Yeah, they host the Vikings and Lions. I believe. So yeah, tough schedule for sure. But I guess,
no. The Bears are. Is the Vikings here this year? I think they're at the Vikings. The Bears are here this year. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I just think I don't love the Ravens are a favorite for a reason, but they're just, I don't know. They seem to always get it done kind of smoke and mirrors wise.
Yeah.
I know Derrick Henry has changed that offense in a big way, but to me, the Bengals, and we saw in the preseason too, the offense is ready to go, man.
It's not going to be a question of the offense. Again, we're going to be back in what we were last year, where it's like they're going to be in a 35-35 game, and is the offense going to have one more drive in them?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And unfortunately, that's kind of what it feels like it's going to be again.
We also, I know there's a lot of talk about the defense being bad, which rightfully so, but at the end of last season, when they got on a roll and things mattered, the defense played a lot.
They did play better. They did play better.
And yes. I think there's something too. If they get off, it just was such a bad vibe start that it's easy to snowball.
Yeah,
if they can get off to a good start for the first time in this Burrow-Taylor era, I think it can snowball in a positive way.
Let me ask you this: now that we're talking about the Bengals, we talked about the Packers a little bit.
Yeah,
if they get off to another bad start and miss the playoffs, do we think Zach's job's in danger at all?
In a normal franchise, yes.
And in this franchise, I would say no. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fear. Now, there could be this could be the first time where we have a legitimate, quarterback versus coach
showdown.
Yeah,
because Carson just was like, I'm out, and just left.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Carson just was done. But
Andy Dalton didn't have the backbone because felt like he was kind of holding on to his position, right?
Exactly. He hadn't done anything. He lost in the playoffs however many times.
Yeah.
Joe's got a legitimate stake as one of the – he's like an MVP frontrunner, right? He's truly a face of the league.
They're paying him a crap ton of money.
They've paid him the money. I think that could be a factor that's different than the other times.
Yeah. If he would legitimately goes to the ownership and goes, it's him or me, that's a different story.
It would be very dumb to not choose him.
No,
right?
the fans would riot if Zach Taylor was the coach and Joe Burrow walked out of town.
Yeah, 100%. So that's I personally think if they get off to a slow start, he should very much be on the hot seat. They won't fire him in season because they never fire coaches in season.
No.
But if if there's not a playoff appearance this season, when you have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins all locked up, there should be some changes.
100%.
And they already did the changes on the coaching staff, right? They brought in offensive line.
You can't blame the coordinators anymore. Yeah,
they've made those changes this past offseason, so this is put up or shut up time for ZT.
Yep. Well, I got to hedge my bets. Even though I don't like this, I'm going to take the Lions as my next pick.
I think them going this late is a good value.
Yeah.
Because if they are just good, then...
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah.
I like that. What's the Lions over? Let me check on that. They're still 10.5, so I guess them and the Packers are probably jockeying back and forth.
I would say Vegas would consider that a coin flip, probably, on who's going to win that division.
Yeah. Okay. I like the Lions there.
How many more picks we got?
We got 4 each.
4 each left?
Yep.
This is where it gets real tricky.
I need to go back, I think, to the NFC, and I'm going to take a bounce-back possible year from the 49ers.
I don't hate that.
That was your first pick last year.
I know. I think my exact words were, at the minimum, they're getting 10 wins. I think that's exactly what I said last year, and they did not.
So, yeah, I think they're sitting at 10.5. They have the easiest schedule in the league based on strength of schedule from last year. Hopefully, that's all signs point to McCaffrey being healthy. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if you get a healthy Christian McCaffrey, they've kind of got Debo out of there, which felt like a little bit of an addition by subtraction for them.
I'm still not sold on Brock Purdy.
No, but I think they paid him. We know that so far he's probably been the best among the Kyle Shanahan system quarterbacks. I mean, it's hard to
argue.
So, I think he works for them, right? That's kind of where you're at.
Yep.
They've had some turnover. I know defense, they've lost some guys, but you still got some dudes. You still got Bosa, you still got Warner.
Yeah.
Like they're, it just last year felt like a Super Bowl hangover year and everything went wrong. Feels like kind of like a post-type sleeper season this year.
Oh, man. This is where it gets real tough. Because I've got a lot of AFC
you got
teams.
4 picks left to make. Do you want me to give you some of the highest over-under?
No, I've got a good feeling on a team that it might be the quarterback's last ride. You know what I mean? Where it's like might be his last push for something, for another Super Bowl.
Oh.
I'm going to go to the Rams.
Okay. I don't hate that as long as his back's good.
Yeah. I think he's staring down the barrel of like he might have only a couple years left.
Yeah.
And I like a
Definitely
good gunslinger. I've always loved Stafford.
I love Stafford too.
I've always loved him.
It sucks that the Rams were the team that beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl for me because, like, I actually like.
Because any other team, I would have been really, really happy for him. Like, unbelievable. Because he's so good, and he's got probably top 10 arm talent we've ever seen him. That dude can make some throws like 100%. That most people can't.
Very underrated player.
Very, it really is. Yeah. So I think it might be a slight bounce back for the Rams this year. They've been down.
They made the playoffs last year. They gave the Eagles a run.
They did
first game,
but I think I think it's a bounce back here. McVay's too good of a coach, and Stafford's too good of a quarterback to. Again, if he can stay healthy, they should be fine.
Yeah, that's another 9.5 over under like that. All right. I don't think it's time to make any bold statements yet with any of these picks. There's still some value on the board here. A lot of people probably screaming about some teams. But I am going to... I think I'm going to bet against the sophomore slump. I'm going to take the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick.
I think Jaden Daniels is just that good. And it feels like they address some key needs. He's automatically his weapons are better than they were last year.
Yeah,
and they got to the championship game without that. I get why people were trying.
Did they figure this stuff out with Scary Terry?
He signed. Yep.
Okay.
They're good there.
Because that was
a problem.
I'm like, look, I love me some Curtis Samuel, but like him being like your one.
Deebo Samuel?
Not Curtis. Deebo. Like I love Deebo Samuel. But I saw the videos of him running routes. He's looking old and he's looking kind of fat.
Got some Drewski vibes.
So having Scary Terry available, that doesn't hurt. Yeah, it really doesn't hurt.
I think that they're 9.5 total as well. If the Eagles happen to falter, I feel like they're the team that makes the most sense to pick up the scraps. So I'll take them with my 6th pick.
Okay. Well, I'm going another gunslinger, NFC gunslinger. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. Man, we hadn't hit the South yet. That's a good value pick here.
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield, I'm telling you, so I went to the Tampa Bay Dallas game last year, Sunday Night Football, and I'm not going to lie, like Baker Mayfield, like he didn't have a great game, but watching the shit that he pulls off in person is frankly kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like for his size too, like it almost looks like a normal guy out there, like scrambling around, like just slinging the ball around the field. It was pretty good. I enjoyed watching him in person. That was the first time I've ever seen him in person. But yeah, I like them to kind of. I mean, I definitely think they're going to win that division. How many wins they get to out of that division, I have a feeling it's going to be kind of the same as last year, where they're the 4 seed, division winner. But hey, they stole a playoff win a couple years ago against the Eagles. Just if they're going to get a home game, you don't know, right? You never know. So
absolutely, yeah. That's that division. Everyone keeps trying to pick other teams to win it, and the Buccaneers just keep winning it.
But I think outside of him, like their roster is pretty good too. Like it's not bad.
100%.
So.
Yeah, and I don't think Bowles maybe won't win you a Super Bowl, but he's like a good enough, like he's an elite defensive coach.
Yes,
that I think,
and they've got some really good talent on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah,
too.
He feels like kind of like the lesser version of Mike Tomlin, right?
Yes,
just like a stud defensive coach, motivator of men, never going to let you like bottom out.
Yeah, you're going to get 9 wins, right? Yeah. You might get 10, but you're definitely going to get 9, right?
Vegas likes the Bucs, 9.5.
Okay.
Over under on them.
That sounds about right. I mean, if they got the 10, I'd be. If they got the 10, I think there's going to be a game where it's like they win or lose. It's going to be whether they get the 9 or 10. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. All right, now we're getting tricky. I feel like this is the point I got to hedge my Kansas City pick. I just don't know which team I want to do it with. I don't love the Slater injury in LA for the Chargers. That feels bad to lose your stud left tackle.
To me, the tiebreaker typically is like, how good is the coach?
And you like Peyton better than?
I mean, Peyton's a proven NFL.
I mean, he's won a Super Bowl.
Coach, right?
Like, so's Harbaugh. I mean, he got to the Super Bowl.
I get that, but I'm like, I think Peyton, from a scheming standpoint, is probably better.
But I think I like.
And I tell you what, I'm done buying into Justin Herbert.
That's what I was going to say. It's like the Knicks versus Herbert is probably closer than I think it is.
I think it's a lot closer because, like, how many times can we just sit here and say Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league and he doesn't do anything?
This feels gross.
He doesn't do anything.
Or maybe I swerve and I go back to my Atlanta Falcons.
Look, Kirk Cousins is an elite human being. Like, if you watch the quarterback season from this year and like say you still don't like him, you're insane.
It's not that
I stopped at a drive-through on the way home from a game. I was like, "Did you watch the game?"
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, "I was a Saints fan though," and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear." Like, he's talking, and this girl has no idea who she's talking to because he's such a normal dude that like who stops at like right next to the stadium on the way out to go home.
I know. He's there. Him and his wife. The dynamic was very weird for me watching it. They're just like very earnest cornball kind of people, you know.
Yes.
But he's
so awesome. I love that he like completely bought into the the Falcons. Like he's like, I didn't know they did this at games where they were doing the swag or whatever.
Yeah, like
he bought into everything, dude. And the episode where they played the song, "Don't Back Down."
Yeah,
and he was like, and then he like went out and won the game. Like I feel like it's kind of corny, but at the same time, it's like I kind of like it.
Yeah, all that is to say, though, Penix is a starter.
I know, but I'm wondering how long that's going to last.
He wants to take a stab at maybe the Falcons, maybe the Bucks take a step back, but then the other part of me is like, you got to take one of these two.
And how good is Michael Penix? Teams. I mean, Michael Penix got Caleb DeBoer a job at Alabama. You have to be pretty good at quarterback.
He looks like he's legit. It's always been
to be pretty good at quarterback to get your coach hired at Alabama, and then he stinks. So
this is tough. I'm gonna take. I just don't like the Broncos as much as most people. Give me the Chargers. I'm just fading the Broncos, and it's probably a bad decision. Everything tells me I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, well,
but I'm gonna do.
You should have taken the Broncos because I'm taking the Broncos now,
which I get. That I think that was the right team for that pick, but I wasn't going to be the one to make it.
That could, depending on how those two teams end up, that could be the deciding factor.
It could be. Honestly, which one of those teams
comes in second? Which one comes in second and gets a wild card, and which one does not?
100%. Yeah, it's difficult because I think the Broncos could have an elite defense. They've got a very good defense.
They've got some really good defense.
I hate their skill players, like on offense. Like I don't think Bo Nix can elevate skill players, right?
I guess we'll find out. I don't think he can, but
yeah, that's where I think Herbert can.
Herbert, like we've been talking. What is he in his 6th year, 5th year?
He's a good regular season quarterback. He just can't win in the playoffs, you know.
It's just like we've sitting here talking, and it's like, people say Joe Burrow's not proven a lot. Like at least he's made a Super Bowl.
Burrow's proven a ton.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like for the level of quarterback that everybody thinks he is, to not have a Super Bowl, right? To win a Super Bowl,
sure.
But Herbert's like literally like everybody thinks he's like on the same level as Joe Burrow, and he's like not done anything. Yeah. So I'm like, how many more years are we going to keep saying this guy's really good, and then it just nothing materializes out of it?
Right. Yeah, I'm still whatever. Those two teams make sense. All right, last picks. This is where like I want to get fun.
Yeah,
but I need wins, so I can't get too fun. God, dude, there's just like I don't like anything else left in the West, in the NFC West, I should say. Although I think the Cardinals could be frisky, but I'm not gonna. Maybe I should take the Cardinals. You know what? See, okay, here's the thing. I should take the Falcons. That feels like the logic play, right? That's like
like
the Bucs win it, they could be the team that wins the division because the Panthers are still a year or two away probably, and the Saints are god awful.
Yeah.
The Cardinals could get dummied in that division. There's good teams there. But maybe if Stafford's not healthy, you know,
Marvin Harrison Jr. is looking jacked. Did you see
that's a good thing, dude? Maybe he's gonna be the next team in Boston.
Dude, he's looking like
huge,
beefy. Yeah, which I don't like because what I liked about him at Ohio State was he was like that lanky, like just his body can move in different directions, like make every catch. It's like, how much is that muscle going to affect that movement, right?
Yeah, feels weird to put my money on Kyler.
But I'm telling you, he's not bad.
Look, they add Walter Nolan, they add Will Johnson,
and of all the quarterbacks, like if you're going between him and Penix, right?
Him and Penix, or him and
you're like,
who else am I looking at here?
Kyler's not bad. He's not like, oh my god, this guy's so bad.
Yeah,
or he's not. It's not like he's not proven. Like he's pretty proven. Like he's not a terrible quarterback.
I could take.
He's like middle of the road quarterback for the NFL.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
He's like the Andy Dalton for the Cardinals. Like he's gonna win you some games, but he's also gonna lose you some games too.
True. This is tough. It's very tough. Let me look at one thing real quick. Buying time. All right, who's got better playoff odds between these two teams? Wow. Back to back. The Cardinals are plus 122 to make the playoffs. The Falcons are plus 138.
Yeah. I figured they'd be close.
Team a couple spots behind those two that I just decided I might consider is the Patriots. I'm not buying all the hype on the Patriots, but like the division's bad enough. They could be in second with like 8 or 9 wins there.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. I can't do it with the Falcons again. Last year they hurt my feelings so bad. Even though I beat you, it still was hurting my feelings. And that's a little hedge on the Niners too.
Yep.
Okay. Your last pick.
You're going to hate me.
That's fine.
I think most people are going to hate me for this pick.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. No, I like this. This is good.
Look, every quarterback that's been at the Jets has been bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we've now found that even the best quarterbacks ever are not immune to that Jets falling apart thing.
Favre's having a good year till he got hurt, but yes, there's a Jets stink, undoubtedly.
Aaron Rodgers, some would say maybe his last year, right?
Yeah.
He just seems like a guy that's like, in his last year is going to be like, oh, you think it's my last? Like, and it probably is. I think he's kind of talked about it a little bit.
Sure.
He's not going to have that year that he had last year in the Steelers. And again, because he can come out and it's like, hey, you score us 24 points, we're probably going to win the game. Like, that's how good their defense is. It's kind of always that good. So I think having that like alleviated, like some pressure taken off of them, like, hey, just come out and score 24 points, 20 points. Like, we're going to have a legit shot at winning a game.
Yep.
I think that maybe frees him up a little bit.
And I think he's in a spot.
They don't have bad weapons on offense.
No.
They're not terrible.
Traded Pickens away, but they'd have Metcalf.
Yeah,
Freiermuth, good tight end. They picked up Johnny Smith, another good receiving.
They're not bad. Like, the weapons are there. Like, it's just, how does
one with less, that's for sure.
Oh, 100%. He did this entire time in Green Bay, which is funny. It's like, when you look at that, like what Green Bay just did, like that is not them. Yeah. Like what they just did is not what they usually do. And you almost wonder like what Aaron Rodgers thinks about that. Like, it takes for me to leave for you to like make a move like this to like go get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or try to go get a Super Bowl.
I think
Aaron Rodgers is going to be just good enough with what they need at quarterback. Is what he is better than what they've had previously.
Yeah, since a healthy Ben Roethlisberger, he's probably the best that they've had.
and like what they did, with Russell Wilson last year, you're like, if they could easily do that with Aaron Rodgers, and if not more, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I think the biggest question there is like, this is the first time I think he's been on a team since he's been capital A, Aaron Rodgers, that he's like not necessarily the biggest ticket on the team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the Steelers brand and Mike Tomlin is like
TJ Watt. Yeah, and it's like, and it's, if you're looking at players on the roster, it's like it's TJ Watt, right?
Yeah,
it's Mike Tomlin.
Like they've got real leaders on this team,
legitimate. Like, this is our team. Like, you're playing on our team, not like, hey, Aaron, this is your team. Go get your best friends and come play wide receiver.
Which is what the Jets did, right?
And honestly, I think it might not be the worst thing for Aaron Rodgers.
No, he could use an ego check, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Might free him up.
Yeah, that's why I like them. And again, they're just kind of one of those teams. It's like, are they going to make the playoffs? Maybe, maybe not. Right.
Yep.
But they're not going to get less than 8 wins. And when we're picking this deep, as long as I don't get a team that gets 4 wins, like, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, they're 8.5 win total. Feels like they'll be 8-9, 9-8 at worst. That's a top
that's history right there.
100%.
He's not had many years worse than that. So,
all right. So just real quick, recap our teams. My squad, I got the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, Green Bay Packers, Cincinnati Bengals, San Francisco 49ers, Washington Commanders, LA Chargers, and the Arizona Cardinals. I lost my mind with those last 2 picks, maybe. You have gone with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans, Detroit Lions, LA Rams, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Denver Broncos, and Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, I like my chances a little more.
I think your team rounded out cleaner than mine, but I kind of like my top 3.
Yeah, you took my Packers. That hurts a little bit.
Sorry, yeah, I snaked you on that. But real quick, if we go to teams left on the board, who could potentially be the Buffalo Bills from this year or from last year for this year for us? The Vikings have a 9.5 win total. I think both you and I feel like a regression was coming for them. The Seahawks 8.5. Again, I think that's a team.
Yeah, like they're gonna. That feels like the Seahawks feel like a team that can like steal some wins that you don't think they should get.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden they're like 10-7.
They were a fringe playoff team last year, and I think they got a little worse. Like I'm not sold on Sam Darnold still. I think that was a KOC situation. Yeah. They traded Metcalf away, so they're JSN is now their one. So I feel like a step back for them is due. And then the Patriots kind of like the flavor of the offseason. I think you and I just aren't quite buying. And then the Bears, I'm just not going to buy until they prove they're not the Bears anymore.
Yeah, and on the Patriots thing, like, I love Vrabel. I think he's a good coach. I just think they're probably a year away.
That's how I feel. I don't think they
let him get in there. Let him get his his culture in there and stuff like that. Like, it just takes some time. Like, and it may be this year. Like, we might be completely wrong about it, and they go out and make the playoffs. But it needs at least a year.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then everyone else has below an 8 win total. Is there any of these like loser teams that you feel decent about? Because I'll give you
like, I think that Panthers could be like a little like would they make the playoffs? I don't think so, but like, could they get to 8 or 9 wins? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, 6.5 total, and they Bryce Young turned it on last year. They bring in Tedero McMillan to go with Leggett. They've got it seems like they have a better core than they had last year.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, like, I hate the Vikings, but like they still got a great roster, right? Yeah. Like, they still got some dudes on that team.
I think they'll be in contention for the playoffs. I don't see their 14
keeping up with the Lions and the Packers.
That's my thought on them. And then my kind of like low bottom of the barrel team that I really like the Giants to go over 5.5.
I do too. Yeah,
their quarterback situation is like a total 180 from what it was last year.
It's so much better. It's so much better.
To the 3 starts, honestly. And that defensive line should be legit.
Danny Dimes is just, thank God they got rid of him.
I mean, they were rolling out DeVito, Dimes. Who else played quarterback for them? I can't even think of these guys.
A lot of people.
It was bad. So now you've got Russ, Jameis Winston, and then Jackson Dart, who might see some action too. Like, I think 5.5 feels really low for them.
Yeah, it does.
They feel like at least a 6
at least 6 or 7. Yeah, they're going to be under 500, but 6 or 7 would not be out of the question.
Yeah, that's kind of who I'm eyeing for that. Yeah. Any other NFL thoughts before we?
Well, I want to get your take. So
Yeah.
let's look at as far as the Bengals go. What is a game this year on their schedule that outside the division? The division's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Something that's not in division that you're like, oh, I'm really looking forward to this game.
Well, I mean, the Packers game in Lambeau.
Yeah.
I think.
So for me, it was the Lions at here, like,
Yeah.
and I'm going to that game, but I think that'd be a cool game. I think it's good. It could be super high scoring.
That was my Super Bowl team or prediction for last year was Bengals Lions. So I think that's a good one for sure. Trying to look down the schedule here. I mean, Bengals Bills always feels fun to me. Not that DeMar Hamlin situation was not fun, but like it feels like they've got a kinship that goes back several years. I think they're both teams that like had been loser franchises for a while that are on the up and up now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like that too. It's always a fun matchup.
Yeah, I am looking. I'm really looking forward to the Lions coming here. Obviously, I'm going to going to Lambeau for that game. That game's going to be incredible. Like it's my first trip to Lambeau. I've seen the Packers 20 times. I've never been to Lambeau.
Oh, so good.
So that's going to be awesome. But like, if I'm looking at the Packers schedule, there's something about like the Packers and Steelers playing that just kind of gets like, how they like say like good, like really cool, like uniform combinations on the field. I think that's like a classically good uniform combination on the field. Like a lot of people said it about Texas versus Ohio State. It's like, those are just like classically good college uniforms, right? I think the Packers, and I know it's more of a visual thing than anything, but it's like those two on the field, it's at the Steelers. I think that's I think either if it was at Lambeau or the Steelers, it kind of would still have the same vibe to it, right? It just feels like old time, like football, It's like, sure. I don't know.
And it's, Super Bowl rematch too, right?
Yes.
Those are always fun.
The last time the Packers won, they beat the Steelers. I do like Packers go to the Broncos this year.
I saw that.
There's always something about going to Mile High that like maybe tests the viability of a team.
In
you know
December
what I mean?
Too, should be cold,
Yeah, maybe snow, Yeah,
you get the Ravens come to Lambeau Christmas weekend.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
I don't hate that.
And I also like you get week 2, Thursday Night Football. You're hosting the Commanders.
Yeah, should be because a lot of those Thursday night games are so bad.
Yeah, I like to see a good.
So when you see a good Thursday night game, you're like, okay, I'll sit down and watch that, right? Yeah. Like when the Bengals played the Ravens, like I think a couple years ago, it was like, all right, this is a good Thursday night game. Like I'll sit down, but sometimes you get like a bad Jacksonville team versus the Colts, and you're like, dude, I'm not sitting down and watching this on it. Like I'm not wasting a Thursday night on this.
Yeah, and then you get last one for the Packers. This is going to be the talk of the season, probably. Week 4, Sunday Night Football at the Cowboys. Micah Parsons going back.
Yeah, I'll tell you this:
that'd be good.
If the Bengals were not playing at Lambeau, I would try to go to that game.
Yeah,
one because if you've never been to Jerry's World, I had my first experience there. You would go if you lived in Dallas. You would go to games even if the team is terrible.
Yeah,
because it is an experience. Like it has nothing to do with football. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is an experience. From like the Miller Lite Zone outside the stadium, the Cowboy cheerleaders come out and do a show out there beforehand. It's like a little town out there where you can tailgate. Like it is a full blown experience that I would love to go watch the Packers play in Jerry's World at some point. But for now, we're going to stick with going to see the Bengals at Lambeau. The other Bengals game that outside the Lions that I was looking at, the Bears do come here. I think it's a cool, for me personally, that was the first game I ever saw in Paul Brown.
Oh, really? Was
the Bengals versus the Bears. Nice. So I think going back to that and having them come in town, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I agree with you. Bengals Bills never gets old. But yeah, those are the games for the Bengals that I kind of liked.
Yeah, kind of outside the division.
It is a little their home stand this year is a little bit of a letdown outside of the Lions and the Lions really because the Bears are
yeah they got the Jets, Patriots, my Cardinals, officially my Cardinals now, Jaguars.
It's a little bit of a letdown from last year. Yeah, last year's home.
Last year they had some bangers, dude.
Home too. Yeah,
true bangers last year.
Yep.
All right, we got to do Super Bowl predictions. We did that last year. Let's go. Let's do conference championships and Super Bowl.
Okay.
Conference championships for me. Somebody's going to get their first Super Bowl this year. For me, I'm taking the Bengals and Bills in the AFC, and in the NFC, I'm going to take the Eagles and Packers.
So I don't like the Bengals defense. It's not a championship defense. It's not. And the only way they make it to where you're saying they're going to make it, Joe Burrow's got to be the MVP. He can't have games like he's had against the Steelers where he throws 2 or 3 interceptions. He's got to have a legitimate MVP season. And he's got to win the MVP if they're going to make it to where they're going to have.
Yeah.
You think they're going to make it? I
think if they won 2 more games last year, he probably was the MVP. You know what I mean?
Probably, because the stats were there. They just lost games that they shouldn't have lost, right? Specifically, the first week of the season, they lost to the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Bills on the AFC side. I'm going to go with the Bills. It's hard because the Chiefs until someone knocks them out.
I know.
I'm going to go as a repeat as last year. I think it's going to be in Buffalo this year, though.
Yeah,
I don't think the Chiefs hold on to home field advantage this year.
I think so, too. The divisions, I think the Bills should finish with a better record.
Yes. Yeah. So I think it's going to be Bills, Chiefs, but at Buffalo. I like Buffalo getting that done. And then on the NFC side, I'm going to ride with my Packers. They're selling out for this year. I mean, they're truly selling.
100%.
Obviously, they got Parsons under contract for 4 more years, but there's going to be a lot of gutting that goes on next year to stay under the salary cap. They're selling out for this year. So I like my Packers. It's got to be the Eagles. And unfortunately, with how the divisions shake out, it's probably the Packers are probably going to have to get it done in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They're not going to, the Packers are going to get the probably 13 wins, but Philly's going to get the 14.
Yep.
And so it's going to have to be, but I watched that game last year in Philadelphia. Outside of just boneheaded mistakes in the first half of the game, the Packers would have been in the game had they not just fumbled the opening drive and they just gave it away because their defense played unbelievably well. And I think that's going to be the difference. So I like the Bills versus the Packers in the Super Bowl. And I know that is going to be polarizing if that does happen, because I think everybody outside of Packers fans are going to be rooting for the Bills.
The Bills will be America's team.
Yes. But I it feels like if it's going to happen in the Jordan Love, like within the next 7 years, this is the Packers year. They're selling out. They've got the talent. They've got the defense.
Yep.
It's whether Jordan Love can go out and probably have to win a couple games where it's like, hey, this is on your shoulders, and whether he does that or not.
Yeah. So are you taking the Packers?
The Packers.
Love it. I love that. Let's see what the Buffalo Bills versus the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl odds are 30-1. So actually,
you know what?
A pretty good favorite.
I don't hate that. No, yeah. I'd take that.
Look, you can accuse both of us of being homers. I get it. It's fine. But that's what this time of year's for. I'm hopeful, man. Whatever. I'm taking Burrow to go into Josh Allen's house and take his lunch money, steal his cookies.
There's nothing more that would be agonizing for me than a Bengals-Packers Super Bowl.
And that is what I'm predicting. Bengals-Packers, 70-1 for that to be the matchup.
Because at my core, I am a sad Cincinnati fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Reds fan. Like, I've been through it, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, like, when they lost the last Super Bowl, I was sad. Like,
I know.
I wanted it just to try to get the heaviness of, like, not winning championships, like, off the city, off the Reds, off of everybody. Off that stench just gone, right? But at my core, I'm like, I'll be the heel. Like I like obviously, but that would kill me to the core.
Yeah.
It would kill me. But you know what's funny is if the Packers lost, I would be upset, right? But I wouldn't be as upset if they lost to somebody else.
Sure.
Like I would be like, this sucks. I've only seen one losing Super Bowl for the Packers when they lost to fucking John Elway. Stupid Super Bowl. That was fucking dumb. But they lost to John Elway. I cried my fucking eyes. I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
But I would be like less sad if they lost to the Bengals.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fair.
And honestly, I'd actually prefer that. Like, if they're going to lose the Super Bowl, I'd prefer them to lose it to the Bengals.
Yeah. Well, you're taking your Packers. I'm taking my Bengals win the Super Bowl. I don't care. I just think, give me Joe Burrow against anybody, and then we'll figure out the rest.
Yeah. Again, good quarterbacks fill a lot of holes.
Yeah.
They do.
We'll see. I think the offense will be there. We'll just see what happens with the defense. So, all right. That's the NFL season. Look at that. We got some time for patio beers?
I think so.
All right, we're gonna have people showing up here soon, so we'll wrap or we'll fly through this real quick. But yeah, to the patio we go.
So I told you before we came on, we had a family fun day, right? Playing golf.
Yep.
So like outside of like work situations and things like that, what would you consider like the most stressful situation that you can be in, like in an everyday life situation?
Oh man. Family fun day that, like you said, on a golf course with a kid is tough. I think it is absolutely on an airplane with children.
That's a pretty good one. I think it's what draws my mind.
Yeah, you do not want to be the parent. I know there are parents and other parents out there that are understanding of this, but like, you just don't want to be the parent whose kid is losing their shit on the plane.
No, because like it's not fun. Like, it's like I get mad. What I get mad about when people get mad about a kid being loud on the plane, is like, you think it's stressful for you, right? Like I'm like stressed to the
Trust me, I want nothing else than this to be a good experience for you. And my kid's causing the problem. That is like,
it's stressful for me. Yes. It's way more stressful for me than it does you.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm like invading your like nap time on the airplane.
Exactly.
Like you don't have to take care of this as soon as we get off the plane. I do.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
That's easily my number one.
Yeah. I think that's definitely, that might be the runaway number one. I think number two is like a water park / theme park situation.
Yeah. I think anything with a big crowd or potential for injury.
Yeah. Big crowd in general. Because now I've got kids at the age where they just think they're big enough to just kind of wander around.
Exactly.
And that's not good.
Even like we went to the, Lakota West played Mason Friday night, so we went to the game with the boys, and like just like losing your eye of your child in a pretty controlled environment.
Yeah, you're at a high school football game, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we've got family that coach, so like we're on the field and have like a little area.
I remember. Yeah, you sit in the end zone or whatever. Yeah,
and so like they're with people we know and stuff, but like you just for a split second you're like, oh shit, where's my kid?
Oh god, like is he out in the field? Yeah.
So when you are in a place like you said, a theme park, water park, where it's just like a ton of people, that's pretty stressful.
Another one, family vacations.
Yeah.
Outside the airplane, though. Like, family vacations can be, and I'm not talking about like you and your immediate family, right? Like you and your wife and your kids. When you're including like brothers and sisters and their kids, that's stressful.
Yeah, I think for me, that stress is from like, not everybody travels the way you do, right? Like when you're within your little core family, you kind of have a system, you know what to expect, you have similar likes and dislikes. But once you get in more people, they have their own opinions about what they want to do or what they think is fun or, all that stuff. It ratchets it up in a way that's not enjoyable. Yeah, and
I'll give a huge shout out to my wife's family because we're so big at this point. She's got 3 sisters. They've got kids. Like we used to try to be like, all right, what are we doing tonight? Like and I finally, like, this was 4 years ago. I'm like, guys, we're too big. Our kids want to do different stuff. Like, can we have a night where we pick one night and go do the same thing? Sure. But like the other nights in the afternoons, like just let people do what they want to do.
Right.
And they kind of adopted that. And like, perfect example, we were in Texas and it was like, the one day I'm like, let's go down to San Antonio. Like no one else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But we did, right? Like my immediate family. So they've adopted that. But like, I agree. Like not everybody, like I want to go golfing. Like when we went to Destin 4 years ago, it was like, I wanted to play golf a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, I didn't be like, hey guys, like, don't do anything without me because I want to go golf. Like, no, go do your own thing. Like, I'm choosing the golf, right? So,
well, and you also have times where, like, if you're trying to do everything all together all the time, you get a lot of people that just like, oh, I don't care.
And then you're like, but you do care.
Exactly. But then they do care. And if you're the person that had to make the decision, then that stresses on you.
Yep.
Of like, oh, this isn't being.
% and that's where the stress comes in at.
Yeah, that's the part that I hate about
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm
Those
are, I think we covered that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Those are like the
thorough.
top three for sure.
For me, I'm going to stick with the football theme situation a little bit here. You go outside of football if you want to. But I was thinking about like a lot of teams and a lot of fans. You kind of have like, you'll have players on teams that you like that are kind of like the cult classic, cult favorite players, right?
Yes.
So they're not necessarily the star or whatever, but they're just like somebody that stood out to you as like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And we've all had these over the years, I think.
God, I think I know where this is going. I think I have a perfect answer for this.
Well, yeah, I just want to know who's that guy for you from any of your teams?
Man, John Kuhn was so good.
Yeah, I knew that's one. That's one of them.
John Kuhn, like, and it's something about like the Packers having a fullback.
Yeah.
That's just like a dog.
It's on brand.
You know what I mean? Like, he's back there, he's doing all the dirty work, doesn't get any of the glory. Yep. John Kuhn was really, really good. I'm trying. If I went like if I went like to my other teams, there was a guy named Patrick Sparks that played for the Wildcat for Kentucky.
Yep.
He like transferred in from Western Kentucky. He was like 6 foot tall, kind of a pudgy white dude, and like he came in like no one thought he was going to get playing time, and then all of a sudden he came close to making the most threes in a season for like in Kentucky school history.
Yep.
So that's like on that side. If I went, this is a deep cut for the Buckeyes. Andy Katzenmoyer. He was kind of a star, but he like went in the NFL, didn't really do anything. But like he had this like big, like this is right when I started watching Ohio State, but he had this like big like back pad on, like it's just like the like your prototypical Big Ten linebacker.
Yeah,
like he was. I actually have an Ohio State locker, and it has his number on the locker because like that was like the guy that was like my guy.
Yeah, no, that's good. Those are all good choices. I don't even know if I have like a great answer for this, but like someone that I've had to defend over the years against certain friends of mine who's a Bengal, and this is a former first round pick. But Leon Hall, I think, is an incredibly underrated Cincinnati Bengal because he was a first-round pick at corner. He was never he wasn't even like the best corner on the team a lot of years. Like they had Jonathan Joseph
but he was good.
But he was just a solid pro for a long time, and they moved him around the field. He played the slot late in his career. Just a really good player.
Well, not everybody you're in a draft is going to be a superstar,
but
right?
People like shit on him like he was bad. I'm like, dude, like look at every like measurable objective metric, the subjective ones too. He's just a good player.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like my guy that stands out.
I like that.
Ryan loves Kevin Casebarn for
oh my gosh,
safety who was like always a backup, but when he got on the field could play. One of those guys. So
I like that.
I think I hear people getting here, so we're going to wrap this up. But NFL season's back.
Yeah,
we're back.
Let's go.
Everybody enjoy it.
Let's go get our draft done.
Yeah. All right. Until next time, everybody. Cheers.
See ya. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.